तेरा, तू प्रभ मेरा सब कुछ तेरा, तू प्रभ मेरा मेरे ठाकुर दीन दयाला, मेरे ठाकुर दीन दयाला। मन लागा चरणे प्रभ की शरणे, मन लागा चरणे प्रभ की शरणे, करण कारण गोपाला, करण कारण गोपाला सब किछ तेरा।
बाबा जी अज टाइम स्केयर ते ऐड आ गुरद्वारा संत सागर दी गुरु नानक देव जी दे प्रचार नूं करदे होए, गुरु नानक देव जी दे गुरपुरब नूं मनांदे होए गुरद्वारा संत सागर वल्लों मनहैटन दे दिल, न्यूयॉर्क दे दिल, दुनिया दे दिल टाइम स्केयर दे विच लगी आ। आप जी नूं इस तरह इस दे बारे की महसूस हुंदा है जी?
बड़ी खुशी की गल है जो कि उद्यम किया गया। गुरु नानक सच्चे पातशाह का प्रकाश दिहाड़ा 5 नवंबर को आ रहा है। 25 अक्तूबर को गुरुद्वारा संत सागर सूह संगत वालों नगर कीर्तन सजाया जा रहा है। उस दे संबंध में असीं बेनती करते हैं टाइम स्केयर न्यूयॉर्क सिटी तो सबनां नूं बेनती करते हैं नगर कीर्तन में आके गुरु नानक दी खुशियां प्राप्त करो जी। वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह।
बाबा जी ये सारा वैसे उद्यम ਤੁਹਾਡੀਆਂ ਬਲੈਸਿੰਗ ਗੁਰੂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੀਆਂ ਬਲੈਸਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਹੋਇਆ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸੰਤ ਸਾਗਰ ਤੋਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਦੇ ਗੁਰਪੁਰਬ ਦੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਟਾਈਮ ਸਕੁਏਅਰ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਡ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਸਕਰੀਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਲਗਵਾਈ ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਸਿਹਰਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸੰਤ ਸਾਗਰ ਦੇ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਸੱਜਣ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਮੋਢਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਖਾਸ ਸੇਵਾ ਨਿਭਾਈ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਅਮਨਵੀਰ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਸਰਦਾਰ ਮਨਜੋਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਨਿਭਾਈ ਗਈ ਹੈ। ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਇਸ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਚੀਵਮੈਂਟ ਇੱਕ ਮਾਈਲਸਟੋਨ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ। ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸੰਤ ਸਾਗਰ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਮਾਈਲਸਟੋਨ ਅਚੀਵ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਵੀਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ। ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀਆਂ ਕਲਾਵਾਂ ਬਖਸ਼ੇ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਦੀਆਂ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਸਿੱਖਿਆਵਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੂਰੇ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਦੇ ਰੂਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਲੱਗ-ਅਲੱਗ ਤਰੀਕਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਪਹੁੰਚਾ ਸਕੀਏ।
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. As we all know, we are in New York City, the Times Square, the heart of New York City, where we are displaying the ad for upcoming Gurpurab and the Nagar Kirtan that will be held at New York City Gurukar Gurdwara Sant Sagar. What do you think about this ad and how do you feel about it?
This advertisement is a great initiative that was done by the Seva of Gurdwara Sant Sagar. The reason why we did this ad was to kind of tell the world about Guru Nanak Dev Ji's message. In today's political climate, in today's social climate, there is a lot of fear among our communities going on throughout the world and not just in the United States. So when we came up with the idea on why we want to do advertisement on Times Square, one of the main things that we all came up with is to spread the awareness of who Sikhs are and Gurdwara Sant Sagar. So when you do watch the advertisement, you see in the first 20 to 30 seconds, we are telling people that we feed communities, millions of people every single day who are hungry. We talk about the humanitarian aid that's done by Khalsa Aid and different organizations. And finally, we talk about the 3 main principles that Guru Nanak Dev Ji gave us. So again, the goal of this advertisement kind of tell the world, and there is no better place to do that than the crossroads of the world, which is Times Square, New York.
As we all know, you played a huge role in getting the ad up here. What motivated you to actually bring or display the ad in Times Square?
Yeah, one of the main motivations was all the Seva that are around us. We were thinking about we're going to celebrate the Gurpurab of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and we wanted to kind of raise that message, like I said before, on how can we tell people who the Sikhs are, what we believe in. And like I said before, especially in today's political climate, it is very important that we tell the world who Sikhs are. We do these Nagar Kirtans, people don't know who we are. People confuse us for other religious groups, other ethnicities. So again, the goal is here is to tell people what Sikhs actually believe in, which is at the end of the day is serving humanity and helping one another. So we want to spread that message of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and especially in the divide today, if you go back to his time, he focused on closing the divide between different ethnic and religious groups back in the day. So I think today it's important for Sikhs to stand strong to their beliefs, represent who we are, not only by physical identity, but also represent through our actions on what Sikhs do. So it's important that the world knows who we finally are, and I think there's no better place than Times Square to do it. And obviously there's a lot of work to do as a community to move forward. But again, the main messaging is here in Times Square, where there's millions of people coming here every day to look at these big, beautiful screens, and we could finally have a little piece of that for now.
As we know, it's such an iconic location in actually the whole world. What message do you want the youth to get out of it, us being here and us representing our culture, our faith?
I think for today's youth, it's understanding the power that they have. A lot of times the youth feels like they're helpless, and I was one of them, and I still do at times as well.
Yeah.
We want to do a lot for our community, a lot for our faith, but it's hard to do that in today's day and age. So something little as just doing a Times Square ad for 60 seconds to something like an Instagram post about Sikhi, about what's going on in the world, what's happening to our people in Punjab and everywhere else in the world. So I think it's very important that youth feel empowered to start spreading that message around. And I think our youth still does a great job. If you go on Instagram and social media today, we talk about the floods that happen in Punjab. We talk about issues with our Panth. We talk about a multitude of things. So I think just building upon that and just telling the world who Sikhs are, what we believe in, I think it's a little step that everyone can do in their own ways. And that's one of the main messages of Guru Nanak Dev Ji as well, is just to spread that kindness around. So if we're kind to one another, and our youth understands what Sikhi stands for, it's a great way to just spread the message of Sikhism, very naturally in the world. So,
and I know it takes a lot of people having a lot of hands that helped you do this. What do you want to give the message to people who actually helped you out to get this process done?
Yeah, I want to shoot a big thank you to everyone involved. Sardar Amanji, he was very much involved in talking to the Times Square people, getting the advertisement on, and we had a whole group that was looking at the ads constantly, seeing where we could make it better and what can we do with it. And again, like I mentioned before, the goal of our ad is to spread the message of Sikhi, let alone our Nagar Kirtan as well. So one of the biggest things is just a huge shout out and thank you to the team. We've always done great events together. We always put on big Nagar Kirtans, Kirtan Darbars, and other programs as well. So it's very important that we thank our fellow Sevadars and we go to the next big step. What can we do better next time? How can we spread the message more effectively and efficiently? So
I know as a Gurdwara Sant Sagar believed in you guys to do this and believed in all the youth to actually achieve this result. What do you want other Gurukars to know so they can bring their youth up front to do similar things or to spread the word of Sikhi?
Yeah, for sure. I think one special thing about Gurdwara Sant Sagar is Baba Sajjan Singh Ji empowers the Sevadar to take initiative. He gives us the freedom to go out there and figure out ways to spread Sikhi message, figure out ways to make our Gurdwara a very successful place and where we could serve the community. So, a big request to other Gurukar out there and all the Prabandhak committees out there as well is just empower the youth. Give them a position, give them a seat at the table, let them understand. I think one big thing about coming to Gurdwara Sant Sagar and being with Baba Sajjan Singh Ji is that he empowers us to do a lot. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just empowering the youth and giving them the opportunity to move on and, advance what we stand for at the end of the day.
What motivates you to do everything that you do at Gurdwara Sant Sagar, and what do you want to tell the upcoming generation so they can play their part in at least attending the Gurukar or at least following the path where they can learn about Sikhi?
Yeah, for sure. No place is ever going to be perfect, but one of the main reasons why I do Seva is just a form of humbleness that we can show to God. So I think just helping one another, being kind, and just doing the grunt work on the lower end of things, that's what motivates me every day, is just kind of moving on in life in a spiritual and humanitarian level. So
thank you, Manjot Singh, for everything, and Waheguru Ji Ka
Khalsa,
Khalsa,
Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
सब किछ तेरा तू प्रभ मेरा, सब किछ तेरा तू प्रभ मेरा, मेरे ठाकुर दीन दयाला, मेरे ठाकुर